Hello, everyone. I got in my Discoveryopt 20 MOA 34 millimeter scope mount. Okay, so I've already had it out of the box. They do send it in a cool box, so I thought you guys would want to see it. And they do send it with 2 extra screws in addition to the Allen key. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to wait for you guys because they do list the weight. They list it in grams. Um, and I did do a conversion with it, but I like to actually weigh this stuff myself. So it comes in at 5.6 ounces. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this on my scope. There's an arcing on there that's coming off, and this is going on. The reason, hold on, let's take a look at this. So I've actually tried out a couple of different scope mounts with the 5 to 25 by 56 primary arm scope. Okay, so initially I was thinking of doing the aerial precision, but that's a 0 MOA. It's also $95, but it's the lightest at 4.2 ounces. So I decided that I really needed the 20 MOA because I'm planning to shoot out to like 1,000 yards plus. If I get the opportunity, I want to go out to 1,200 yards. So I needed a 20 MOA scope mount. Now I did try the UTG, which I was actually pretty happy with. That was only $35. It was a little bit heavier at 5.8 ounces. Again, this was a 0 MOA scope mount. I would have stayed with the UTG, except that I needed the 20 MOA, okay? So I tried the arcing, okay? The arcing came in the heaviest at 7.2 ounces, okay? It was $70. Now, when I put it on the rifle and tried it out, basically between the UTG, which is supposed to be a 0 MOA, and the arcing, which is supposed to be a 20 MOA, I only saw a 15 MOA increase. Okay, so what I don't know is the arcing really a 15 MOA scope mount, or is the UTG really a 5 MOA scope mount? Okay, so we're gonna find out today with the Discovery because this is supposed to be a this is a 20 MOA. So if it turns out that because I haven't changed the scope settings, if it turns out that that I'm impacting at about the same elevation without any adjustments to the to the scope turret, then that will mean that the arcing was also a 20 MOA, and that the UTG is in fact a 5 MOA scope mount. I mean, hold on, let me pause it so I'll pull out the UTG. So the UTG basically says high. Okay, it says 34 millimeter high, and I bought 2 of them. I got a 30 millimeter and I got a 34 millimeter. Mostly because I really like the design on it. I like the lightning cuts on it. I did a separate video on this, but I would have stayed with it except for the fact that I needed a 20 MOA. Now, what I really need is a 25 or a 30 MOA for the type of distances I'm going to. But the 30 MOA scope mounts were like $200, and I'm not going to spend that much money on a on a scope mount that's going on a budget AR with a budget scope on it. Okay, so it didn't make sense to spend that much money. So that's why somewhere between 30 and $70, I think, is a good place to be for a scope mount. So we're gonna try this one out today. Now, what I'm gonna do is before I mount this, I'm gonna take out all the screws. I actually started doing it early, and I said, you know what? Let me put them back in and weigh this first. I'm gonna take out all the screws. I'm gonna basically throw them into this little dish here, and I'm gonna Loctite them all and let them dry. Okay. Here, this is actually, like, you should all get this. Don't get the little tubes. Get this big one here from Amazon, because I kept going through the little tubes really quickly. Get the big one here. It'll last you a long time. This Viber Tight works well. Blue Loctite. So I'm gonna take out all the screws, including the 2 extra ones that they gave us here. I'm gonna put them into the dish. I'm gonna Loctite them. I'm gonna put blue Loctite on. I'm gonna let them dry. Okay, and then after they dry, I will then put Loctite on them, and I'm gonna actually help it out with the hair dryer so it dries fast. And after they dry, I'm going to put more Loctite on it when I put it into the scope, because I have found that if I just Loctite them once when I'm during the initial installation, and this isn't specific to this scope mount, in general with scope mounts, if I just Loctite it once, they tend to come loose on the recoil. So you really have to Loctite them twice. Once without, once on the screws by themselves, let them dry, and then Loctite them again when you do the installation.